Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update for Friday, August 12th, 2016. And today in our Tech News Update, we have the Windows 10 Insider Preview. The first Redstone 2 preview is available in the Fast Ring. So if you're a Fast Ring insider, check out your Windows updates. It's the first Redstone 2 update, and apparently it has a little bit of new things. Of course, I will try to talk about it today, but it will depend if I have it in my updates. I haven't seen it yet, and there is another news item with this. It seems that a pretty good number of insiders are not seeing the fast build insider preview 14901. Donna Sarkar said this morning they know that there is a good number of insiders that are not seeing the update. They aren't checking out how to fix the issue, and apparently it should appear sometime today, if they can find, of course, why not everybody is seeing it right now. So, of course, I haven't seen it yet. I was not able to install it yet. And as soon as I see it, of course, I will be talking about it, showing you the new build. Hopefully today, I would really like that. And I'll be checking out regularly if there is an insider preview. So if you don't see it yet, don't worry, you're not alone. Apparently, a lot of insiders are not seeing it, and it's one of the major complaints to this morning on the insider ring of Windows 10. People not seeing the insider preview. So don't worry, it's probably not a problem on your side, more of a problem on their side. Well, there's a mother in Houston, Texas, while she was actually checking out things, noticed that her daughter's bedroom cam was live streamed on the web. Apparently, somebody hacked into the system and was able to turn on and live stream her daughter's bedroom cam. Now, from what I was reading in the story, it's not a webcam, but more of a security type cam that was installed in the bedroom. And you know what? There's a lot of that going on. I was reading an article a few months ago where they were talking about a flaw on many devices. And basically, people can hack into these cameras and have them live stream. There was even a website that was shut down that would actually give you links to unsecured webcams that were actually streaming on the web. So that's kind of scary when you think about it, and it certainly is something that happens if you ever buy such a device, or if you ever use a camera, security camera. Make sure it's a good brand. Make sure that it's secure. This is very important. Well, Russia is giving a fine to Google. We're not really sure of the amount, but it's several $1,000,000. And they say that Google is abusing its dominant power in Russia with the Android market, and that they are pushing out people that want to be in direct competition. So it's kind of difficult, when you get really big like Google is. It is, of course, really easy to become dominant, and it is kind of hard to, at some point, I think, see the difference between abusing the market or not. Are they really, or is it just because they're dominant? That's the way things are. It's kind of difficult, but you know what? They're getting really a lot of attention, not just there in Russia, but European Union also is checking out a lot of things about Google. So we'll see what the future brings, but I think that they're going to really have to pay a lot of millions, if not billions of dollars. Well, computer scientists that are making a study on carbon emissions and, of course, global warming says we got to limit the growth of the internet. And on their page where they actually, their study that they've made, they say that they can see a correlation between the increased carbon emissions and the increase in internet usage. We know that servers and all these computers running and making the internet possible and the data centers and all of that do consume a huge amount of electricity. And they say basically that if we could limit the growth of the internet, we also could limit the growth of carbon emissions. So it's an interesting story. I don't know how it could change anything. Limiting the growth of the internet seems pretty much an impossible task, basically. I don't know what can be done with that. One thing for sure, there are some interesting projects, like for example, we have Microsoft that is experimenting into simply putting data centers and servers underwater in watertight cases where they can be put in the ocean, so they are cooled naturally by the ocean water, so that takes less energy. And Google is also experimenting different ways of cooling down its system without having to, because the biggest problem in data centers and servers is the fact that there's a lot of air condition that needs to be done because of the overheating computers. If you can take that side out, well, actually, the emissions of the computers themselves might not be that bad. So lots of little projects here and there. Some also using that energy. We know of one here in Canada, here in Montreal, where I live, actually. One of the biggest scrapers that we have downtown. Basically, there's a data center, a huge data center in the underground. And what they are doing is they're using the heat from the data centers to heat up the skyscraper in the wintertime. And apparently it seems to work well. So it's a way of saying, well, okay, we can cool down our data centers with water pipes and take that heat and just heat up the skyscraper in the winter. Of course, in the summertime comes a problem because you don't need heating, so probably that heat is kind of lost at that point. But it's interesting little projects basically that are done. Well, if you've got a Volkswagen car, maybe you should be scared. It seems that almost all Volkswagen cars made since 1995 can be unlocked with an Arduino. An Arduino is basically a small little computer that is used to do a lot of electronic projects. It is based on open source code, so it's a great way to get into electronics, into computers, especially for the young ones. But the thing is, using an Arduino, it seems that hackers have apparently quite easily reproduced basically what is needed to unlock your car. So with the little hack that they did with the Arduino, and they say it really doesn't cost a lot to actually recreate this, almost every Volkswagen cars made since 1995 can be unlocked. That's a scary thought. And we've been talking in the past months and years of so many problems with all the electronics in the cars today. How car makers are careless about the security of all the electronics and the computers in there, and that multiple times we've shown all sorts of scary things that could happen to your car using all sorts of little devices, including take control of it because of all the electronics today. So I hope things are going to get better in the future. This was the Tech News Update for Friday, August the 12th, 2016. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. Give us thumbs up if you like the videos. And of course, if you enjoy our videos, why not subscribe to our channel? You'll be informed when new videos are online. And hopefully you enjoyed the content.